Hey, Allison here, aka Kaleidoscopeallie, and I want to do a short intro for a video that I'm finally getting up. Last week I was visiting my friends a little bit outside of town here, and my friend Fabian, he is the most amazing carpenter, and he has a business called Treesign, and he has started working with tiny homes. And he has one that he's been working on for about 6 months now that is just about finished. So while I was over at their place, we took a ride over to his workshop, really cool workshop in an old industrial space where there used to be a linen factory outside of town here. So I wanted to show you guys because tiny homes are pretty cool, and the kind of craftsmanship that Fabian puts into this is really amazing. I asked him what he thought of the whole, how crazy it's gotten in the States with all the tiny house, and if he'd seen this Tiny Home Nation, which my daughter and I are we love watching that. We kind of got addicted to it. He says, yeah, I don't know. He didn't like that it was so fast. He doesn't think you should build a tiny house in a weekend. I have to agree with him. Having lived in a tiny house for several years now, you really need to think about what you're doing. I would have loved to gotten his thoughts on camera, but he was a little shy for that, so I will leave his handiwork to speak for itself. And I will link you to his site. If you're in Sweden and you're looking to get yourself a tiny home so that you can go and plant yourself off on some land, or so that you have the freedom to kind of perhaps move in the future and take your home with you. Whatever you're looking for, I can really recommend my friend Fabian. He's amazing. They built a tiny home when they first moved here. He's from Germany, and I met them in Swedish classes, and they had built themselves a tiny home. And they lived in that while they fixed up the house that they bought. So he knows what it's like to live in there, and he's really very gifted at what he does. I can totally recommend him. So I hope that you'll enjoy the tour, and without further ado, we'll put you through. So this is Fabian's workshop, and he's got a new house just getting started. This is a pretty cool space. It's in what used to be a factory for making linen here in Tidaholm. Wood tools. And the most important thing, nice tall doors so you can get the house out. So I've dropped by my friend Fabian, who is an amazing carpenter, and he's making tiny homes. And this is his latest project. It's really beautiful. And this wood, it's a special technique where you burn it and then oil it. It's this really long-lasting finish. The place has 3 big windows.
Det här var ju också mycket
Okay, the house has been attracting a lot of attention. I had to wait for some people who came and wanted to look inside. But that's great for my friend. So this is the space. It's about, I'll have to ask him. It's not very big. I'll put up how big it is later. But the craftsmanship is so beautiful. And you see, this is the living room end. I have these 3 huge windows all the way down to the ground. The roof is high, so even though it's a very small space, it doesn't feel cramped or too tiny. And here you have what will keep you nice and toasty warm, even in the Swedish winter. Some handcrafted birch stairways locally. He's taking trees that, I think he's taking trees that people want to have taken down, or else that have blown down. A lot of the wood he uses for things like this is that type of thing. So this is from a farm not too far outside of town, and up there you have a sleeping loft. And here I have the kitchen space. And he's done the same, it's a Japanese technique. I'll have to ask him what it's called again, because I can't remember, but look at this craftsmanship. It's just joined like this. And this, so he's burnt this with a blowtorch and then oiled it. And here he's made a really cool lighting fixture out of copper. The person who's making this for wants a sort of rough, look. In the bathroom, she also is going to have copper piping for her water and stuff. But he's got lights up in here, and so when you turn it on, you get this really nice warm coppery glow. Nice big sink and workbank. You could sit and eat there. You could work at your computer. You could have lots of room for making food. And then it's a really cool bathroom, actually. Pretty big. Here's a sliding pocket door. And it has I think a composting toilet. I'm not sure, we'll ask him. And it's not plumbed yet, but that's going to be the sink. They're going to put a bowl on top of that, and it'll be plumbed. And then she has this really cool, the woman who has ordered this house from him has found this really cool sitting tub, so she can have a nice bath even in this little space. So even here it doesn't feel so small. It feels pretty good. And here you have a view of the whole place. I almost forgot. I have to ask you to give me a thumbs up if you thought this was cool, because without it, my videos don't get seen. So if you really liked this, give it a thumbs up, show some love, and, subscribe if you want to see more kinds of stuff like this. Let me know what you would like to see more of, and we'll see what I can do about that. All right, thanks for watching. Don't forget to turn your viewfinder and let all the pieces of you shine.